Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we can celebrate 60,000 subscribers and with that another achievement for the channel and for this niche hobby of luxury watches. It has been quite an intense journey to get here with over 300 videos, travels around the world, intense watch hunting and many other collectors that joined me on this trip and became some of my best friends. My collection grew from a single Rolex with a few more affordable watches to now more than 30 watches in total and a collection of around 15 high-end pieces. A collection update will follow later this year with hopefully a few nice surprises for you. When I started this hobby, I never thought it would be that intense and could be that much fun. I hope my videos gave a good introduction of what it is like being a collector, as none of the videos is staged and all the content is based on my real life experiences as a humble watch collector. Also a big thank you to my channel members who support a lot, especially Cedric from France, who is a long-time follower of the channel. Finally, I would like to mention our watch club, the Watch Pack from Dubai. If you are looking for like-minded watch nerds here in Dubai, visit our Instagram page and send us a message. So how can we best celebrate this milestone? With a new watch, of course. A brand from which I never bought a watch before, a unique piece that will open a new chapter for the collection, and an extra long watch shopping episode with a few surprises in the heart of the watch collector's world, the Dubai Mall. So take a coffee and enjoy the video. We just arrived at the mall and on my wrist today the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph 38mm. A piece that wears so well and looks so nice with the silver dial floating into the stainless steel case. As it is quite early, the mall is still empty, what I usually really enjoy. In a few hours it will be super busy over here. First stop at the Swatch store to have a look at the MoonSwatches. I will need a few of them as gifts and rewards for friends. Available today is the Pluto, Jupiter, Earth, Mars, Venus and Sun. MoonSwatches purchased, so time for breakfast with my girlfriend who got her first MoonSwatch as well. We decided to go to Jones the Grocer, where you can get a good breakfast at an affordable rate of around $20 per person. The 3 MoonSwatches I bought as gifts, Jupiter, Pluto and Earth. I think these MoonSwatches are still overpriced, even at the retail price. But somehow everyone likes them, and I mean, how can you not like it if it's inspired from the original Moonwatch, the Omega Speedmaster? And especially people who are not into watches at all, I think they really somehow enjoy these MoonSwatches, and also with them they can have a nice start into the hobby. So why not buy a few, give them away and support some of my friends on their way into collecting watches. Over here we have the Jupiter, looks quite nice on the black strap and fits the best to the region with the sand brown case. Next the Pluto. Looks a bit more classy with the cream white dial and cherry red subdials. And last, the Earth, which stands for the green planet with its green case. Maybe not the best looking one, but for sure the most important one, as we have only one planet for now on which we can live, and due to that we should take good care of it. I am thinking of making some more reviews about these MoonSwatches, so if you are interested to see MoonSwatch reviews, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I think I rather save the time and spend it on making more content about luxury watches. Breakfast arrived. We both decided for the Jones the Grocer breakfast platter and an orange juice. A big portion for sure, so after this breakfast we should be full of energy for this long watch shopping day. Nearly everything is finished except for a few of the tomatoes. Outside it's a bit cloudy day today, but the temperatures with around 32 degrees are still nice for spending some time outside. On our way to the first watch store now. AP looks amazing as always. The waterfalls in the Dubai Mall. This attraction is 24 meters tall and has a circular shape. Its diameter is over 30 meters, and usually people over here refer it to the human waterfall due to the sculptures of men diving in. The falling of the water is actually designed to create a visual illusion, making it seem that the divers are moving instead of the water. The figures are sculpted in fiberglass and represent pearl divers jumping into the water. The Dubai Ice Rink, one of the key leisure attractions at the Dubai Mall. The ice rink is in Olympic size and open for beginners or advanced ice skaters. A ticket comes at around $20. As you can see, the mall is getting more packed now, so time to dive into some luxury watch stores. First stop at Zenith to check out some of the novelties and get inspiration for future add-ons for the collection. The new DeFi Skyline ceramic in 41mm. This watch comes with the octagonal bezel and features a black sunburst pattern dial with the emblematic Zenith 4-pointed star. Inside we have the El Primero 3620 high frequency automatic manufacture movement with a 1/10 of a second indicator. To be honest, I don't like the 1/10 of a second subdial, and a sweeping center seconds hand would look much better and make the watch much more harmonic. But that is just my own view, and the price for this piece is around $15,000 US. A watch that I really like recently is this Chronomaster Revival El Primero A3817, a modern remake of the A3817 from 1971, combining the 37mm tonneau shaped case of the A384 with the white tricolor dial of the A386. Inside is the El Primero automatic high-frequency chronograph caliber paired with a steel leather bracelet. The price for this piece is $9,000 and it fits perfect to my wrist. Do you think I should add it to the collection? Let me know as well in the comments. Next piece is a recent release, the DeFi Revival Shadow, a modern reinterpretation of the first DeFi wristwatch from 1969, crafted in a robust octagonal matte finished case with 14-sided bezel and paired with a titanium leather bracelet. The matte black dial adds a distinctly vintage touch. The watch is powered by the Elite 670 automatic manufacture movement, actually the same movement that I have in my own Zenith DeFi, and the price for this piece is $7,400. Some biscuits and drinks from the boutique for us. And the DeFi Revival A3690, a faithful reproduction of one of the first DeFi wristwatches with colored dial. Crafted in a robust octagonal stainless steel case with 14-sided bezel and paired with a striking teal blue gradient effect dial. And of course the classic steel leather bracelet on it. Same movement inside like we have on the other DeFi Revivals, and the price for this piece is $6,900.
To be honest, the expense, because you need to have four professional engineers, right? All of them are rubbish. The locals are better, and we won the league. This shows how much the local capabilities we have. Imagine if you also put a few foreign players.
And now we come to the highlight the boutique has for us. The box. Wow. This unique set of DeFi 21. Each of these watches comes at a price of $14,000, but you can only buy them as a full set. So this complete set comes at $112,000, including the watch box for free. Yeah, and maybe I'm a bit sarcastic over here, but I think only God knows who is going to buy all these kind of basically same watches together. So yeah, not so sure how many people you could find globally, but maybe it would be a good idea for a watch club to buy one of these sets, and then they could distribute the watches within their watch club members. The DeFi 21 is a high-frequency chronograph in a 44mm matte titanium case paired with a rubber strap in different colors, as you can see here. The movement winds automatically via a rotor, beats at 5 Hz and features a chronograph. The power reserve is 50 hours. Next stop at the Dubai Aquarium. This gigantic aquarium and underwater zoo is home of over 140 species with around 400 sharks and rays living in this 10 million liter tank. the small Rolex store right at the main entrance. Let's have a look at the display watches. Some Datejust two-tone rose gold, and one of them has actually a Wimbledon dial. More ladies Datejust, and some big 41mm Datejust with white and black dial. A rare green palm dial and some more ladies Datejust watches. So pretty much only Datejust watches in the window. And also let me tell you, all these watches will be for display only, so if you are interested in one of them, you probably have to add your name to a wish list, or maybe you have a good connection to one of the sales employees, and once one of these watches is not picked up by someone who ordered it, there might be a chance that they would sell it to you. But yeah, overall it's pretty hard at the moment still to get any Rolex in Dubai. The Louis Vuitton pop-up store, made of small glazed plates, looks actually quite impressive. Somehow really cool design, a bit like a ice house. Time for a stop at IWC.
You come back? You come back here?
A perfectly made coffee from the IWC racing team for me. And the new Ingenieur next to my Audemars Piguet. Both are amazing pieces, but for sure the AP takes the win here. It is just another level compared to the IWC, even though I must admit it also costs nearly 3 times the price tag of the IWC. Oh yeah, I think it's pretty much exactly 3 times the price of the IWC. The Ingenieur Aqua on my wrist, probably the hottest new Ingenieur from the new lineup. The current wishlist time in Dubai for this watch is around 1 year actually. So yeah, pretty long wait, but at least you can still order and pay it if you're interested. And not sure how long this wishlist or waiting list will be open for it. So if you want one, I would say better order it right away. Not sure if it has the same demand in other countries, but over here it seems to be very hard to get one, at least for now, and we will see how it will develop. The price for this beauty is around $12,000 US. Trying on the watch of my friend now. He's actually wearing today his Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 41mm stainless steel with blue dial. He got it directly from the AP boutique after building a nice profile and waiting a few years for it. The IWC chronograph 41 Top Gun, made of ceratanium. I guess this is probably a mix of titanium and ceramic maybe. Not really sure, but at least it sounds like that. A nice piece as well, but also at a heavy price tag of $12,500 US. The case is 100 meter water resistant, but unfortunately a bit thick at 14.5 millimeters. So much for the IWC boutique, and now it's time to move on to the last store for today, which is Panerai, where I am about to pick up my new and also first ever Panerai for the watch collection. So there's actually quite a long story between me and Panerai. Since I started collecting watches, I really love Panerai and their Italian designs. Such a cool brand with a rich history, all the way back to World War II, when the Italian marine divers used the Panerai watches to time the operations and were basically riding on torpedoes and crashing those into the warships. Besides all the love that I have for the brand, I couldn't pull the trigger till now. Either their watches were just too big for my wrist, or the specifications didn't match my requirements. I wanted just a simple Panerai that is slim, in a 42mm case design, comes with a classic design that features a sandwich dial and offers 100 meter water resistance. And yeah, of course, would be great if it has an in-house movement, but at the end I was even okay if it would be like a modified cylinder or so. So I checked and checked and checked over and over again with the boutique if there would be anything in the portfolio that would meet my requirements. Until I actually nearly gave up after, let's say, 3 years and so many visits. I was really sure there's just nothing in the portfolio that ticks all the boxes on my list. So as a last try, I went on Chrono24 and basically checked all the different Panerai versions that were released over, let's say, the last 10 years. And thanks God, I found one model that really ticked all the boxes. I destroyed the beautiful picture already. Yes.
To watch even Netflix sometime. I wish. I saw something you share with me.
But before, let's go one step back and let's have a quick analysis of the current portfolio. So here is the Panerai Luminor Marina that you can see on my wrist now. It actually comes in a 40mm case, and yeah, actually I'm not the biggest fan of the Panerai rubber straps. I think those usually look a bit fake, and also these massive pin buckles are just not the ones for me. Overall, with these like massive straps and massive buckles, I feel like you have too much hardware on your wrist, which gets annoying after a short time. So yeah. Also the 40mm case looks a bit small, but at the same time clumsy compared to the former 42mm version, which I think is discontinued now. And yeah, even though on the paper all the technical specs of this piece should technically at least work for me, I somehow didn't feel it on the wrist. Besides the Luminor Marina, I tried the radiomir several times. Here one of the new releases that is unfortunately also a bit too big for my wrist, and especially the strap is massive. I understand this is part of the Panerai design language, but it is just not the right fit for me and doesn't feel as comfortable as I would like a watch to feel. Next we have the Luminor Marina again, but this time in 44mm. So as said, the 42mm that my friend Ray bought maybe 2-3 years back, I think they discontinued it, and now you can either take a 40 or 44mm version. So there's actually quite a big step in between. And again, we have this massive buckle that I really don't like, and the watch overall just feels too big on my wrist. With a bit bigger wrist, maybe you can pull it off, but for me it doesn't work. An interesting piece is the Panerai Submersible, a great dive watch mixing modern features like a rotatable bezel with the classic design language of Panerai. And this rose gold version looks really fantastic. And besides the big pin buckle, the watch feels also really great on the wrist. But for a Panerai, I want the sandwich dial, at least for my first Panerai. I think I just cannot pull the trigger on a $30,000 Panerai, and in the end I miss some of the features I want. Moving on to the next piece, we have the Luminor Duo, a watch which comes actually with perfect dimensions. It's quite thin and has a 42mm case, which looks best on my medium-sized wrist, and also the lugs are quite short. Till now, this version was actually my favorite of all the Panerai watches, but then again, I couldn't pull the trigger as it only features 30-meter water resistance. And I mean, yeah, seriously, come on, Panerai. At the end of the day, I want a Panerai that would survive a jump into the pool, especially due to all the rich naval history and so on for this brand. So again, this watch just couldn't convince me. I felt Panerai with 30 meter of water resistance is a bit of a joke. And yeah, I will wait, I will search, and maybe one day I will find the right Panerai. But the Luminor Duo, definitely not the right one for me. So I searched through Chrono24, all the former Panerai editions, as I just said, and suddenly I came across a model that was released during Watches and Wonders 2015 under the reference 574 Radiomir 1940. Like, basically already the name caught my attention when I read 1940, so definitely something inspired from World War II, and it's something nice to have a watch at least related to the time where so much was going on in the world. People were all fighting for their countries, and watches really had a super high importance for timing from all parties the missions, and really contributed to victory or losing the battles. So this 1940 574 Radiomir is actually in a 42mm case, and as said, you know, I love the 42mm cases of Panerai. I think on my wrist at least they work the best. And also it's only 11 millimeters thick, but at a water resistance of 100 meters. And yes, thanks God, finally I found a Panerai that is not too thick but has a good water resistance. And yeah, on top it has a sandwich dial in actually the perfect configuration and comes on top with an open case back. So yeah, bingo, I knew this is the watch for me, even though I never had it in my hands until now. I knew, yep, this is it, and from reading all the specifications I know I will love it. The only problem was until then, that the watch is discontinued. I think since maybe 2019, so already 4 years out of production, so it would probably be tough to get it from the boutique. And yeah, so I think 4 months ago I was already ready to pull the trigger for a pre-owned version that I found on Chrono, but I wanted to have a last check with the boutique if all the accessories and papers that the seller offered in the advertisement would be correct to the watch. And at the time we still had the legendary Alberto working here in the Panerai store, who told me he will help me and in getting one brand new watch, and that he would send an email to the head office of Panerai and ask them if they could still source a brand new version. Then about maybe a week later or so, when I reached out to Alberto again, asked him if there would be any update, he told me, "You're really lucky, Nico. I can tell you there's one last piece somewhere in Europe available, and if you come to the boutique now, you pay down the deposit for it, we will order it. It will even get a brand new service from the headquarters, and afterwards will get shipped to Dubai." So without thinking twice, I rushed to the boutique, put down the deposit, and the deal was sealed. And yeah, 3 months later, we are now back here at the boutique, and let me reveal it. Here is the beautiful PAM 574 Radiomir 1940. I think one of the greatest Panerai watches ever produced that ticks all my boxes. As said, it is slim, perfect case size for my wrist, 100 meter water resistance, and on top a rich history of this piece and an open case back. So there's not much more I could ask for at any Panerai, so I was super happy. And yeah, now we are here and I have it in my hands. What an amazing day and amazing story to this piece. I'm just so happy that Alberto made this possible, and I finally, after such a long time, have a Panerai in my wristwatch collection. Next to the Luminor Duo, so as said, nearly identical case dimensions, both are 42 millimeters, both are somewhere between 10 to 11 millimeters in thickness only, but my new Radiomir of course comes with a 100 meter water resistance, and on top has the open case back. Only difference, maybe some will like more about the Duo, is probably this iconic crown protector, but also the crown on my new Radiomir 1940 is actually pretty nicely designed because it features the same style like the old Rolex style crowns that Panerai used back in the days. So also there, it's a nice design feature and I just love it. On top, I also love the no date dial, which looks so much better in my view compared to the date version. The 12, 3, 6 and small seconds is the best dial configuration for a Panerai I could imagine. And on top, I just love no date watches. They're just so much more nice to wear and easy to use because due to my watch collection obviously, and also using an Apple Watch on some days where I go for cycling or to the gym, I often have to set and wind my watches, and then a no date is just so convenient. And yeah, I guess you can also see now what I mean by massive strap when I hold them next to each other. And now here's the 1940 next to the luminor marina. Again, the radiomir I think looks so much more refined and the dial so much less busy, but still interesting with the small running seconds. I guess by now you can feel how happy I am with the purchase. Another coffee while we can enjoy the selection of straps for the watch now. During the release year, this watch had a price tag of around $7,500 US, which increased by around 5% to what I paid now. Unfortunately, without getting a discount, but instead at least a free strap. From the selection over here, I think for the girls, this light purple strap looks so awesome, wow. But I want to have this watch in the ultimate World War II look. So I think this vintage style green, dark green leather will look the best. As the holes of this strap don't match the buckle it comes with, the boutique actually offered me now to make me a custom one, which I gladly accept. One more of the recent radiomir releases, a nice case size as well and wire lugs on top. I think they are trying to make this radiomir a bit more dressy, but this one also has no open case back and I think it's only 30 or 50 meter water resistance. Not 100% sure now, but yeah, again, it's pretty similar to the radiomir, to the luminor duo, I think. And everything is paid now and the watch officially belongs to me. One of my friends is wearing his new MB&F Mad 1, a crazy piece with the spinning rotor on top. On the way to our new favorite restaurant now called Hawker Chan. Or let's say not favorite restaurant, but maybe favorite fast food restaurant.
For it, you know. And so I thought, why not for the profile? Yeah.
Over here you can have a Michelin star meal for only $6. The best value for money in case you want a healthy, affordable fast food dish with great taste. And my new Panerai on the wrist. And with that we have it. Time to go home and relax after such a long day full of watch shopping in Dubai Mall. I hope you enjoyed this milestone episode as much as I enjoyed the day full of watch shopping. Tell me your opinion about the Panerai in the comments down below. Do you agree on my thinking process and why I acquired this very special Panerai? Is it the right Panerai for me? Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye.